Ooh, neat. Oh, hi guys. Eric from Bloat Games coming at you all night. Coming at you live from the Bloat Cave. Let me try to block out that blinding sun, that blinding light, huh? Hey, I just wanted to jump on tonight, do a little video, get a chance to talk to everybody about something cool that's going on. We got a Kickstarter, as most of you guys and gals know, currently going on, and we are down to the last 48 hours. So it is do or die time now, as they say. I'm very excited about it. We have currently we're at like 259 backers. I mean, just amazing. And then beyond that, we're also at $9,500. So we've unlocked a ton of stretch goals. The live video right now, so you may hear me double talking here in just a second. I just want to can see me, because really I'm just on here. I'm going to talk for a few minutes, and then hopefully some people are able to jump on. Let's see. Go here. I was the book I was holding up at the beginning. This is Save the Day. This is by Oakham Arts. David Oakham is the guy who wrote this game. People were able to jump on. There, you heard that, huh? This is a great game. I highly recommend everybody checking it out when you get a chance to do so. It is super fun. A lot of love and care went into this. He did all the art, all the writing, and it's laid out completely beautifully. So you get a chance to show David some love. I recommend it. All right, and so while we're waiting for this to finish loading in, I'm going to share this out on social media. Hopefully we get some people jump on tonight, see if anybody is out there. I don't know where you're at, but where I'm at right now, I'm in Louisville, Kentucky, and it is storming outside, like crazy storming. Really kind of, I was worried about coming on. I was going to come on a little bit earlier. That was my intention, but wasn't sure how things were going to turn out. So, and there's still a chance that the lights may go out, or I may lose connection. And if that happens, I'm out. But the main thing that I wanted to, just share with everybody tonight was that that the Kickstarter has, just a few 48 hours left to go. Ends this coming Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For those who are into that, want to back the Kickstarter, I can tell you guys that a lot of hard work went into this game, and most of it not done by myself. Most of it, like Josh Palmer, Runehammer, Alan Barr, Jeff Cape, Matt McLeod, Jason Shane, all kinds of people who've really jumped in and made this this game what it is, and I can't wait to get into the hands of all the backers, because I know I'm blown away that I'm part of something that is so cool. So, all right. Shows we got 3 people watching. And so if you're out there and you can hear this, go ahead and say hey, and let me know that you're there. That way I can make sure the chat's working. Did get some kind of sad news today. I'm a big fan of Collider videos. In particular, a fan of a guy by the name of John Schnepp. You may know him. He was the guy who he directed The Death of Superman Lives, the documentary about the failed Superman movie that was 2-star Nicolas Cage, that at one time had Kevin Smith writing it. He was also the director of Metalocalypse. Yeah, that's hard to say. And and then he was a regular on Collider. He hosted Collider Heroes. He was also on Collider Movies all the time. He had Comic Shopping with Schnepp. He lovingly referred to all of his fans and all the people in the nerd community as sweaties, which I just love that name. And he would valiantly say he was a sweaty as well. He got some unfortunate news that he passed away today after a stroke. Kind of bummed me out, but you know, thus is life. Everybody has a time and a place that they have to leave this earth. So, but yeah, that was kind of a hit. It's weird, to think about like just a guy through YouTube, a guy who you watch his videos and stuff. Yeah, I was profoundly saddened to get to see that news. So again, it is, when I say raining cats and dogs here, it's more raining like hippos and elephants. It is crazy out there, absolutely crazy. So while we're waiting for some more people to jump on and see if there's any questions, I'll just go over a few things with you about the Kickstarter. Let's see. Oh no, the Kickstarter disappeared. Where did it go? Well, that's a bummer. Let's see. I know that this morning we were able to unlock the stretch goal by Brandon Aiden, which is the Anthropomorph Island. So that was very awesome. I was very excited about that. Let's see. All right, so currently we are at 48 hours to go with 260 backers for a total of $9,568. Just so awesome. As far as the stretch goals that we've unlocked, because the goal was only $1,000, and I made several sets of stretch goals. We've unlocked quite a bit. So at $1,500, we unlocked additional art by Runehammer. At $2,000, we unlocked additional NPCs and bystanders and supporting casts. At $2,500, we unlocked form fillable PDFs. At $3,000, we unlocked 3 additional human classes, which turned into 6 additional human classes, which are, let's see if I can remember them: Hardboiled Detective, the Genius, the Night Nurse, the Gunslinger. Yeah, that's all I can remember off the top of my head. There's 2 more, but yeah, so 6 additional classes, which brings us up to 21 classes for the game. It's pretty amazing. At $4,000, this was a big one. We unlocked a print upgrade for the core rulebook from print on demand to the full print run. So it's getting upgraded paper, upgraded quality. That's really awesome. So then 500, we unlocked 5 additional adventure seeds. That's going to be in the Villains Guide. $5,000, we unlocked the print upgrade for the Villains Guide, which same as the core rules, updates it from a print-on-demand product to a full print run unlocked. At $6,000, we will get printable. We unlocked printable file for all the art for Vigilante City to be transformed into print, fold, and play paper miniatures. So that's cool. At $7,000, we unlocked additional spot art, which actually Runehammer sent me over the additional spot art today, this morning. So that's already taken care of. At 7,500, we unlocked the limited edition box set. So that tier is open and available. I think we got like 90 left. At $8,000, we unlocked the Complete Adventure by James Spawn from Barrel Rider Games. And then $9,000, we unlocked Anthropomorph Island setting there by Brandon Ayton. So let's see. Come back over here, just check the chat real quick. All right. Then at stretch goals to be unlocked at $10,000. We're unlocking. I will do an index card RPG conversion to be sold through like the Bloat Games website and the various print-on-demand services as an additional purchase. So that's coming up. I have no doubt that we will hit that one. At $11,000, we're going to get 5 additional adventure seeds. At 12,500, this is a really big one. At 12,500, once we ship the core rulebook and the villain's guide to our backers, the Bloat Games crew will immediately jump in and start another Kickstarter, which is going to be for 2 additional books. So books 3 and 4, which are going to be Vigilante City, Vigilante Team Up, and Vigilante City Into the Sewer. So both of those will be coming if we can reach the 12,500 mark. Like literally as soon as we ship these books, they'll be coming. At $14,000, all backers will receive complimentary PDF copies of 3 game books: The Vigilante Hack, A City Full of Sinners, and Sanctuary Asylum by Bloat Games. And then at 15,000, this is kind of the crazy one, and I hope we come in at like 14,999, because at 15,000, I will get a tattoo of one of the pieces of art. I will select 5 of my favorite pieces of art from these first 2 books, and then I'll put them up for the backers, and the backers can pick, and I'll actually get those tattooed on me permanently. Now, I have no tattoos. I've never found anything that I thought would. I still love that at 80 years old, but yeah. So if y'all want to go nuts and we go over 15 grand, I will be getting my very first tattoo. So should be good times. Let's see. There we go. Whoop! Starlaw's in the house. How's it going, Starlaw? So just got wanted to come on and let everybody know about all that stuff. And like I said, we're blown away. This is by far. Oh, we got Unscripted Unchained. Hey, Eric. Hey, what's up, man? Will there be a box set for books 3 and 4 Kickstarter? That depends. There may be, but I believe that I'm leaving enough additional room in the box set for it to grow. So it just depends on if they're too large to fit in the box set, because I would hate for somebody to back and get the box set and then have like one book that doesn't stretch over. And then also it depends on how popular the additional Kickstarters for books 3 and 4 would be, just because the box set tier isn't like selling out, so it's not like just jumping off the page right there. So that all depends. It's definitely the realm of possibility, though, Starlaw. If it's something that we can make work, I would like to try to make it work for everybody. But yeah, we've been blown away by the response to this Kickstarter. Like I said, it looks like unless things change and people just start dropping off for unknown reasons, looks like we're definitely going to go over the $10,000 mark, which is huge for us. Really just blows me away that we're getting that kind of support and that kind of feedback. All right, so DM Bloodworth says here, by the way, I have my NPC story almost done. Have it down to 399 words. We can make 399 words fit. That won't be a problem. The main thing about the 300 word limit is we just wanted to keep it from somebody turning in like 3,000 words or even 1,200 words. But 399, you're good to go. I'll sign off on that. Yeah, so don't worry about that. And also, after the campaign ends, probably on Monday, I'm going to be sending out an email that's going to give all the details about like when those are due, how to submit them. Just I've received, especially over the past like 3 days, I've received quite a bit of questions about that process, and so I'll try to answer everything all in one Kickstarter update. So be looking for that on Monday after the campaign ends. I'll probably send something out Sunday night, like the thank you for funding the Kickstarter, that type thing, and then I'll send an additional one either Monday or Tuesday, depending on how busy I am on those days. So, but that's the information will be coming. But yeah, so right now we're at 260 backers, which is phenomenal for us. The most we've ever had to back any Kickstarter was Dark Places and Demigorgons at 263. So it looks like we're going to pass that. So which makes this not just financially, but makes this our hands down most successful Kickstarter to date, which is good. Which means we're growing, we're retaining customers, and we're gaining customers. And just having this kind of success is awesome because it allows us to make even more books for you guys. So like the money that we make off this, which isn't a lot, but it's going to be reinvested, and we're going to be able to turn out even more and even better products. So very, very thankful that we've got that kind of support. Oh, okay, you get home Monday from vacation. Awesome. I hope you're having fun on vacation. Yeah, I actually snuck away the first week of the Kickstarter. Went to Chicago for like 4 days. Who launches a Kickstarter and then goes on vacation? I know I drove Josh up the wall with that one, and my wife too, because half the time we were on vacation, I was looking at Kickstarter and updating stuff. So, but yeah, it was the best time for us to launch, so I didn't want to miss out on that. Oh man, so like as for y'all who joined, I'm not sure if y'all heard or not. It is storming like crazy outside right now where I'm at. So if the feed cuts out or something, I do apologize. Oh man, you're in the Bahamas? That is awesome. Yeah, that's actually on my places places I want to visit sometime. You're on vacation, no commuting. Nice. I call those staycations. The vacation with no commuting. That's awesome. So I don't know if you guys saw or not, but I was pimping out somebody's product before we started. This is Save the Day, the basic rules. This is by Oakham Arts, David Oakham. So I'm not sure if you can get the David Oakham on there. I'm not sure how that's turning out, but it's a light supers game. I highly recommend it. And this is a fun game. So if you're into supers like I am, you may want to try to you know check out possibly picking up Save the Day by Oakham Arts. He does good work, and he's a nice guy, and that's one of my favorite parts. So now you have horror and superheroes. What is the next genre for you? That's a great question. Probably going to be going. There's two ways because we're going to try to launch a couple different, not launch, but do a couple different takes or a couple different projects, all at the same time. We're definitely going to be getting into fantasy. That every time we release a game, we hear quite loudly that we need to release a fantasy type game. So definitely going to be a fantasy game coming down the pipe. Also got a game that's partially written that is an apocalyptic game. Is that thunder? Yes, that is thunder outside. It is storming like crazy here. Yeah. So there's going to be an apocalyptic game coming. It's going to involve like the end of the world and an intelligence and robots and all kinds of stuff. Oh, there goes the lights flashing. It's getting good, guys. So we kind of, y'all may lose me, and if you do, I apologize. So yeah, we got that coming out. I'm working with Jody Brandt on something that we haven't put out in the open yet. Jody Brandt and Josh Palmer are teaming up on another project for Dark Places and Demigorgons. I have a game that is mostly written, that is a straight up OSR product that has ties to something from the 1980s. So it's kind of neat stuff. So we got a lot of stuff coming, and just all depends on what's going on. Hey, Steve, how's it going? Welcome to the party. I hope Runehammer keeps doing the art for the future projects. I do too. Although we have so many projects, and with Runehammer's schedule, there's still going to be several different projects coming out from Bloat Games that does not feature his art. Although I may have him do all my covers because I love his covers. But yeah, he and I are planning on. Oh, don't worry about it, Steve. We're just happy you're here. Runehammer and I are planning on continuing to collaborate together. It has worked out wonderfully this time, and we got a very, very, very easy and fluid working relationship. So yeah, that he'll definitely be part of the Bloat Games family. Just as often as I can pull him away from all the other stuff that he has going on, because he's very much in demand right now. So. And of course, we make more games than he's able to do all the art for, because he's got his own stuff and then all his other commissions and stuff. So it's yeah, so it's been storming out here. It's supposed to. We were under tornado warnings or tornado watches until like 3 o'clock in the morning, which is like 4 hours from now. It's crazy. Flash flood warnings. My phone started going off a second ago while I was talking. I had to look over and see what it was. But yeah, so 48 hours to go on the Kickstarter. If you're interested in all in the game and you haven't backed it yet, you've been on the fence, I would recommend backing now. Now's the time to do it, just because you're getting all the upgrades and stuff. The game will be available later on through like print on demand options, but then you'll be missing out on the upgraded print jobs and essentially be paying a little bit more actually. All right, so DM Blower says, what cons are you attending in 2018, 2019? All right, so I'm attending Con on the Cobb, which is up in Ohio. I believe that's in November. I'm attending the Imaginarium Con, which is in October. The SuperCon in Louisville, Kentucky, which is in December. We're attending the CryptoCon, which is also I believe it's in August. Then we're attending the GaryCon, which we're very excited about, in March. And then, of course, I'll be back at Origins next June. And we're really trying to line stuff up. I'm going to try to sneak up to Gen Con for one day, but I don't have like a booth. And I'm not scheduled to run any games, but I'm just going to try to sneak up there to meet up with some people. So if you're friends with me on Facebook, or if you're not, friend me on Facebook. I'll be putting out some stuff and trying to meet up with who's ever up there. Maybe do a little bit of shopping, but I was unable to get us prepared to where we could get to Gen Con this year, but we're going to try to be at Gen Con next year, and I'll try to sneak up there for one day this year. So got a lot of cons, and we're still adding stuff. There's some local stuff. We're going to Nerd Luvia, which is in December. That's here in Louisville. There's a group called Nerd Louisville who they're a really big gaming group, like a couple thousand members, I believe, and they have their own con every year. And we did their con last year, and it was a ton of fun. Pardon me, a ton of fun. So I can't wait to do that this year. Let's see. All right. So Tommy says, how does the character creation vigilante villain work? Is that a personal download with the portrait, or part of a future booklet. That is actually so what you'll do is you'll submit like a description of the villain or vigilante that you would like, and then if you get the ones with the artwork, that will be then we'll have Runehammer draw the art. If you're just doing the creation without the artwork, then it will be included in the villains guide. So in book 2, which is part of this Kickstarter, it will be in that book. So it won't be like a future book, but it'll be in that book. And like I said, and then if the art's there, because he does digital art, so there's no like originals, but the art for your character, if you go with one of the levels if you pledge one of the levels with art, will then be included into the villains guide, along with you'll be credited in there like on the same page as your description, your villain or vigilante's stats, and the optional art by Runehammer. You'll be credited on that page as the creator of that character. So that's how that works. And then Tommy, I'm also I said earlier, but just in case you weren't on yet, I'm going to be sending out 2 days after the Kickstarter ends. I'll be sending out a really big, not really big, but update on the Kickstarter, letting everybody know exactly how like the submission process goes, and trying to answer all those questions. That's something we've got a lot of questions on this time, and we just want to we'll try to handle all that. Just unfortunately between now and when it ends, I don't think I'll have time to put all that together, but that's something that is coming. So if you've already backed at that level, don't worry, you'll get the information that you need, and all that about how to submit and when to submit and where to submit and all that good stuff. So we'll get that out to you very soon. Yeah, so we're going to be up at Con of the Cobb. We'll be up there hanging out with the Rogue Cthulhu group. They're a good bunch of people. They've had me a couple of times come up to Origins now and run games. So I'll be up there running some Vigilante City, some Dark Places and Demogorgons, and some Survive This Zombies. So I'm going to run 3 sessions up at Con of the Cobb, which I'm told is a lot of sessions because that my understanding that's just a big party convention. So if you're going to be in Northern Ohio around that time, check it out and you can hook up with me there. And then, of course, for people who are into OSR, the OSR con to go to is Gary Con, and I've never been, but I mean that's what everyone says, and so I'm going to be there in March, and we'll have a vendor spot and everything. Plus, I'll be running games, and I can't wait for that. And all the TSR folks are up there. So. Steve says, "Do you have a PayPal option for the current Kickstarter?" No, unfortunately, PayPal, Kickstarter, and PayPal have separated, and used to be able to use PayPal, is my understanding, before I started on Kickstarter. But yeah, so there's no longer a PayPal option. Now, Steve, I'll tell you, if you get with me, I know you and I chat on Facebook. You get me on Facebook, there's something I might be able to do for you, but the Kickstarter itself actually doesn't have an option for PayPal. It's kind of a bummer, I know, because that's what I use for almost everything myself. So, so now, Steve, where you're at, what time is it where you're at? Because you're like half a world away from here. My voice is getting dried out after all this chatting. Okay, almost 11 a.m. and it's almost 10 p.m. here. So yeah, literally almost half a day ahead. So I hear you, man. Yeah, so like I was saying earlier, we got a lot of projects coming up. Um, there's one project I'd love to do, but I can't seem to get. Okay, yeah, 10. Yeah, so Tommy, you're on the same time as I am. Yeah, there's one project I'd love to get going and I have this idea for this wrestling, like pro wrestling RPG. But it seems it's like such a small niche. Like the people who I talk to about it, if they're into wrestling, they really want it, and if they're into if they're not into wrestling, they don't want anything to do with it. And that's one that I would love to do, just because I have a very cool mechanic that to use for it. I think it would be an interesting role play experience. So yeah, Steve, I'm on the East Coast. I'm in Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky. So not too far from Fort Knox or Churchill Downs. So Fort Knox is about an hour away, but yeah, and and then tonight I have a feeling that we'll be passing the $10,000 stretch goal. So I'll be doing a conversion of um, Vigilante City um, to index card RPG. Let's see. Yeah, because right now we're at $9,568. So we're coming up on it. All right. So Tommy, any sci-fi in the future? Well, the War for the Wasteland, which is an apocalyptic game, it is very much um, sci-fi, a sci-fi type of apocalyptic role playing. There's like power armors and robots that are kind of like the Terminator and different aliens. Um, Very much, kind of like almost like Predator. Well, I don't want to say Predator because it's not real, but there's a lot of sci-fi elements. So if you like apocalyptic sci-fi games, like if you like Rifts, it's along the lines of like a Rifts type game. Um, and then as far as any just straight up, let's go to space. I don't have anything like original like game system, but I got this idea for a White Star adventure that I keep meaning to write and publish third as a third party publisher, but it just keeps getting pushed down to the bottom of the basket. So one of these days I'll find time to do it. One of these days I'll find time for all these ideas that I have. It's just not always easy to do that. So when it comes to sci-fi, Tommy, do you like? Let's see. I remember playing Cyberpunk 2020 many moons ago. Yes, yeah. It's even a little more dystopic than. Oh wait, Cyberpunk 2020. I don't know if I ever played that one. I'll have to look into that one. But yeah, it's a little more uh, apocalyptic than normal Cyberpunk. But I don't remember 2020, so I have to look that one up. Um, but yeah, so what type of sci-fi games are you into the most? Are you into like more into like the hard science sci-fi, or like the space opera type sci-fis? Good game, but more William Gibson. Okay, I got you. Definitely. Oh, I missed one. DM Blower says, I wrote a WWF inspired RPG back when I was 13 years old in the 1980s. That's awesome. I bet that was an awesome game because they had all those such over the top characters with like the Legion of Doom and Demolition and the Islanders and the Headhunters back then. I bet that was a lot of fun. like a space opera in a dire universe like Warhammer 40K. Yeah, that's the type of sci-fi that I'm into as well, Tommy. I'm not so much into the hard sci-fi like the and I'm not knocking them, but like the Star Trek games and the Traveler games, those so much aren't my cup of tea. But I definitely am more into the space opera, and especially like the Warhammer 40K type settings. Yeah, that's actually right up my alley. You know what? I haven't seen Dark Matter yet, but I keep hearing nothing but great things about that, and so I'm going to have to check that one out. Yeah, Tommy, I agree. That's I finally played Traveler. I'd never played it back in the day, but I finally played it a few months ago. A friend of mine ran a couple games of it, and I was just not fun with the. That's some thunder. Yeah, it really is. It's crazy out there. But yeah, that was not. It wasn't my cup of tea. I didn't like the like. Typically, you would get on a spaceship in games that I like, and you'll go to a place and then go do something. In Traveler, you get on the spaceship, and then you spend a week on the spaceship, and you have to role play out that and talk about what you're practicing. There goes some more thunder, and just yeah, really kind of slowed the whole game down for me. I wasn't a big fan, but I know some people love it, so more power to them. Teach their own. A Power Ranger like game, that definitely has an option. That could almost something that could be done uh, with the Vigilante City. In fact, I had somebody tell me who was looking at Vigilante City that they were there's a power armor character in there that has lots of options, and they said they were going to do some tweaking and try to run a Voltron game. So a Power Ranger type game is something that could be pulled off by that, or just on its own, a Power Ranger game. I'm just a little bit older, so like when I grew up, the Power Rangers I was like, oh, that's for kids stuff. But I know a lot of people love them. Big fan of Star Frontiers, but not Gamma World. Yeah, yeah, Steve, I agree. The Voltron game does doesn't sound bad at all. One of the OSR games that I'm currently working on that's partially written is a it's called the Island of Large Cats, and essentially what it is you roll up on an island, um, and there are well, let me say the serial numbers are taken away, but it's essentially the Thundercats. So have landed from their original home on another planet, have come, and so you got anthropomorphic cat people who are separated into class, and but it's all OSR, all fantasy, and that's a little something that I've been working on for a while, and we'll see if that sees the light of day soon or not. Yeah, it's funny. I think because of the storm going on outside, I have lag on my system, so I think I'm getting y'all's responses a few moments after you send them. So like not right away. It's pretty funny. If you see me waiting, that's what I'm waiting on. right, everybody. Well, I think we'll give it out. I'll throw out the last call for any questions that you may have, anything you want to say. Otherwise, I'll be signing off. Don't worry, Shocker. The Reformed Villain doesn't have a class, but we have the information in there for how to do that. Because we wanted the Reformed Villain to be able to play multiple classes and um, not be limited to the just to the one class. So you could be a Reformed Villain who is now a Dark Avenger. You could be a Reformed Villain who is now a mentor, or you could be a Reformed Villain who's now a pretty much any of the standard classes. So don't worry, we got you covered in there, partner. All right, Steven, you have a nice weekend too, man. All right, guys. Well, that's all I got for you tonight. I thank you so much for watching. Don't look at me with those sexy eyes, or I will increase my pledge. Well, there you go. That's what you get. Y'all take it easy. I'm Eric for Bloat Games. I'm going to go try to stay dry and hide from this thunder and lightning. Y'all have a good night. Bye.